Players an easy side on last Saturday.
Oh, that's right. I don't know how big North Melbourne, if they got big players, they'd probably walk all over them because Norwood's fairly light. Yeah. Norwood still play well though.
But what we've got to do is collect the ball first before we can do one thing. The ball is what we've got to get and then run it. Use it with discretion, use it with length. But unless we're prepared to go total, the result won't be what we want.
Who's going to win the main match?
Norwood.
Who's going to win the main match?
Norwood. North Melbourne.
Norwood. North Melbourne.
Who's going to win? That's a question first asked in 1888 when Norwood defeated South Melbourne. Again in 1907 when the footballing physician Dr. Shepherd supervised the coaching and physical conditioning of the Norwood players, they were again victorious. But the game has come a long way since the days of the legendary Tom Leigh. Physical conditioning of the players today is a science. The game between Glenorchy and Norwood on Saturday and North Melbourne and West Perth proved their supreme fitness. This is the atmosphere of the changing room minutes before their big clash. Both Norwood and the Roos used this time well. Tensions are mounting, nervous energy surging. Hammond and Barassi, the Tiger and the Barracuda, both anxious for their teams to win.
Every ball, whether you won the last 10 or you lost the last 10, the next ball has to be yours. For the lead. I'm ready.
Barry after this one.
No.
Yes. Come on, guys, going hard.
That was a classic mark by Poulter, and Norwood are not going to be easy.
going in the direction of Olsen. Olsen gets the handbell to Woodcock. Woodcock's in that left full forward pocket. Onto the left boot he goes. Shoots away at goal. Lacks a little bit of accuracy. And the second point off the board for Norwood. Norwood 2 points.
Mick Nolan, Jim Thiel, Steve Curley, Feltham, Wynne and Craig all playing well here. The game moving briskly. It's hard to tell as yet how the pattern of play will develop until the players settle down. Endurance. It's really a matter of endurance. How long will the Redlegs be able to keep North Melbourne at bay? When the Roos score, and score they will, Norwood will have to fight back twice as hard to regain lost ground.
Onto his right boot towards centre-half forward. In front is Craig there. Taps the ball down to him. Beautiful handball to Rosser. Rosser from 35 metres out drives it straight in towards goal. And there's the first nose on the ball. Now there's a great piece of football there by Craig. Tapped the ball down, got the handball out to Rosser, and there's the result. 1 goal, 2 balls. The ball off the feeling for the mark, but it's called play on. Picked up there by North Melbourne and through Henshaw. Gets the handball out the cable. Beautifully intercepted by Poulter. Poulter knocks it forward towards Norwood goals. It's about 20 metres out from Norwood goals. Picked up by Henshaw. His handball comes out towards Dench. Dench drops it. Little Turble's in there. He's battling hard, getting all sorts of attention as the ball goes into a pack. Players trying to get it down. Eventually it comes out. Picked up by Dench. He's deep in the grandstand back pocket position. Seacamp taps it out in front of him. In comes Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch tries to pick it up. Grab when he hasn't got the ball. Attempts to play on, and he's well tackled. He was holding the ball, but it's called play on. Into the pack it goes, and it's marked by Bryden. Will he get the distance? He favours the drop punt. He's let it out pretty wide, waiting for that wind to bring it back, but it's too wide as the pack fly very, very close to the right behind post. Nobody can mark. Off hands and across for a drop. Gumbleton hasn't got the ball. Yes, he has, according to umpire Cates. He was grabbed by Turnbull, and the free kick goes against Gumbleton, and Turnbull gets the holding the ball decision. A short kick by Turnbull towards centre-half forward. Sees a good lead from Dillon, and against the breeze has yet to kick a goal. He's got the distance, I feel, has he? He's got the distance. It's a beautiful kick against the breeze by Dillon, and through it goes for Norwood's second goal. Dillon's first, North Melbourne 4-3, Norwood 2-3.
Scoreboard showing Redlegs 2-3, 15, Roos 4-3, 27. Norwood are really in with a chance and will give the Kangaroos a hard game. The Victorian champions will have to keep playing top-notch football. Both teams now resting, yet eager for the second quarter.
The scores at quarter time, North Melbourne 4-3, 27, going with the breeze, leading Norwood 2-3, 15. I don't think the breeze is as strong as it was on Saturday by any means, but it's still a big advantage, I feel, to be going with the breeze. I'm sure Norwood, if they play this as though they're going with the breeze, may not go as well as they think they might, because this is a very, very important quarter to Norwood. If they can capitalise the breeze in this quarter, they should put themselves in a good position at half-time, because North Melbourne, no doubt, are hot favourites to win this Championship of Australia, and the crowd of around about 15,000 people here to see this result here this afternoon.
Umpire Case bounces the ball to start the second quarter. Players, having now settled down to the task, are moving better.
This Davis kick is smothered by Poulter. It goes back into the centre of the ground. Seacamp comes through. This one a bit high, but plays on. Woodcock, and Woodcock's taken a fine mark at centre-half forward. He's almost out of his reach, and he just stretched every muscle in his body at the last second and grabbed the ball. He'd be a good 45 metres out. Can he make the distance? Not quite. Yes, he can make the distance. It's touched off hands and through for one behind. The accuracy was there, but the distance not quite. And 2-4 now, Norwood go to 2-4, trailing North Melbourne 4-3. Looking for Davis, I think it is. It is done one way, then the other, and back the other way. Onto his right boot, swings it in towards the full forward area. Smith's there, and Smith by himself and takes the mark only 25 metres out on a very slight angle. So North Melbourne into attack again, into this breeze, and he'll be kicking directly into the teeth of this breeze also in the left forward pocket, but not much of an angle. 25 metres out, directly in front. Smith has one goal to his credit. There's the kick by Smith. It's a high one. It's true for a goal. So that's a good goal to North Melbourne, and it's just what they wanted. 5 goals for. 5-4, leading Norwood 2-4. 5K time, 2:44.
Pace bounces the ball again. Play really moving now. It looks like Rosser running to the ball. Yes, it's Rosser putting everything into his game. He really likes the feel of the turf. And incidentally, the ground here today is a credit to the South Australian National Football League.
Forward line, Ricks drops the mark, picked up by North Melbourne once more. The kick coming in towards that to full forward vision, and a good pass out there finds Smith. Smith doesn't waste any time from centre half forward, puts a long kick into the goals, and eludes the pack. It's going close to the goal line. Nobody can put their hands to it as it goes across, and North Melbourne have got their 6th goal. North Melbourne 6-4, Norwood 2-4. That was the 3rd goal by Smith. Showed a bit of an opportunist action there. Ross Capes comes in now, like a bounce down. Nolan gets the tap. It gives the run of the ball out there to, who is it, with Carlton it is. Yeah, Carlton picks it up, gets a hurried handball towards centre half forward. A couple of heavy shoulders come in there as they're picked up by Wynn. Wynn gets it to Button. Button gets the handball straight into Blight, but there's a free kick being picked up in the pack of 4 or 5 players there. It's going north.
Now the game is really starting to move. The crowd of 17,000 cheer the players on. The weather has been kind to us here today and has been for most of this holiday weekend. There's only a slight problem, if one could call it that, and that is the wind, which is inclined to lift and carry the ball or hold it back, depending on which way the play is moving at the time. This, of course, makes it a little difficult to be completely accurate when trying to find a player with a drop punt or scoring, for that matter. The speed of play to this point has been fast, and it seems to be getting quicker by the minute. Both teams now straining for every ball, every opportunity.
Wynn with strong body work, gets past a couple of players, gets the handball to Craig. Craig gets it further on to Rosser. Rosser loses possession as it's driven into the forward line by North Melbourne now. Here's a couple of players in front for Norwood. It's Gregg. He gets first touch of the ball, comes out of his hands, picked up by Teal. Teal slips over, but gets the handball out to Ricks. Ricks goes short, bounces in front of Gregg, but Gregg gets the handball, gets it out wider to Dawson, or Chisnell it is. Chisnell gets it up towards the left full forward pocket. Off hands it goes deep in that full forward pocket. The handball comes out from Smith to Brightus. Here's a chance for North Melbourne as Brightus gets around onto the right boot. Deep in that left forward pocket. He has a hurry shot for goal, but straight across the face it goes for 1 point to North Melbourne. They go to 7-6. Blight at the back of the pack, lurking dangerously. He picks it up, runs into an open goal. Only about 12 metres out as Blight slams it onto the feet, and through it goes for North Melbourne's 8th goal. North Melbourne 8-8, Norwood 2-5, and that was Blight's 2nd. Smith plays on, twirls to the ground, gets up, on he goes, runs into the open goal, and through it goes for Smith's 4th goal. Well, bad checking there by Teal on that forward.
The score now, North Melbourne 9-8, Norwood 2-5. Must be near half-time now. The boys are really looking tired.
Balls over the top of the ball, players on top of Dillon, and umpire Capes decides to give a free kick for Dillon, and that was a good decision because as Croswell came in, Croswell's boot moved a little bit in the direction of Dillon. I wouldn't know whether it made contact.
Mantell running through. He's been grabbed, holding the ball. Must be. No, umpire Capes has got about the ball, is he?
Yep. Said it was held to his chest.
Ah, well, there it is. That's different with the umpires in South Australia. There's no doubt about that. He definitely had a chance to get rid of the ball. Button, his left foot goes towards the half-forward left flank, picked up by Olsen, who ducks into the man there, onto his right boot now. Olsen towards the full forward area. Gregg goes up in front, punched away from him. Over the top of his Craig, can't pick it up, or he's fumbling badly. Tries to push the ball out. In comes Cable, another North Melbourne player. 2 or 3 players over the top of it. Finally comes out, pushed in front of Ramsell. He's in trouble. Hasn't been held. Lesson, you might say. And North Melbourne clear leader, 9 goals, 8. 9-8, 62 points, leading Norwood 3-7, 25.
Goal scorers firstly for North Melbourne. Smith, the full forward, has kicked 4, 2 to Blight.
While runners from the various South Australian athletics clubs running in a relay offer relief from the tensions of the game, spectators and players alike take time off for refreshments.
And marks, North Melbourne have taken 42 to Norwood's 37, out of bounds on the full, twice by North Melbourne and once by Norwood.
North Melbourne, best players, first of all, just having a run through their side. Cable has done everything right. A good second. He was one of the instigators why North Melbourne put on about 6 goals in that quarter. Calton came into the side, was originally named as a reserve, and he's been in the thick of things all day. Blight is showing the South Australian players.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter, and coaches talking to teams, giving them last-minute pep talks. Norwood, anxious, tired, yet keen to fight on.
Fellas, if you think you're tired now, I will guarantee you that they're every bit bloody as tired as you.
North Melbourne, relaxed and seemingly undaunted by Norwood's efforts.
Be great to finish up with a magnificent quarter, boys.
Both teams have earned this quarter-time break. Now there's only the final quarter between them and defeat or the coveted Winfield Cup.
They couldn't possibly win, I know that, but I still don't want them to look good at any stage of this last quarter. No, come on, fellas.
Ram at home, eh?
It's bad enough now that we're saying the South Australians kicking all their goals. So we've got to get some of ourselves, so I don't think they're not. Shouldn't be laughing like this, should I?
You can force them into errors. Every player has got a man. We made an error, Mike Taylor. I don't know where you were. It may not have been yours. 4 up in the goal square, 1 slipped behind. Let's have a bit more talking down there. Let's have people on the ground. Push your body in hard, Jimmy. Get a hand to every ball. Well done, Ross. Continue to control that situation and put in there. Mike, hands up. Hands up there, ball to ground, ball on, chase. But now, Now's the quarter. We've got to go on with the job right from now. Each and every one of us has got a job to do.
Just squeeze another 25 minutes, boys. I'll be very...
Come on, let's
pleased.
come on.
25 minutes.
Come on. Okay, just up on your feet, fellas.
Up we go. Away by Taylor. He's trying to accelerate. Picked up by Davis. The kick handle is going to stroke it.
In comes the throw-in. Nolan surrounded by the players there, but he gets the tap down. It goes astray, however, picked up by Seacamp. Seacamp gets the kick towards the centre wing division, towards Montgomery it is. He gets it on further to John Brown. John Brown of North Melbourne drives it out towards an unfoot flank. The mountain drives in front of this with Brown, so the Jim is right.
Running up. He's half pace, cantering. We want him to make movement.
There's 17,576 here, according to the football park officials, as Dunstan comes in with a long kick. It's a beautiful kick with plenty of distance in it. But just like that, he gets a hurried Russell. This is a hurried kick up towards the half-forward line of Norwood. Nobody can pick it up, but it's the big fellow who eventually does. Nolan of North Melbourne gets a hurried handball away. Croswell is there, picks it up, has it smothered from him. Eventually gets the tap further on into a pack of players. Once more it goes and it's pretty snappy. Umpire Cates blows the whistle with a side foul, almost in the centre of the ground.
Players now generally looking rather tired, and the pace of play is slowing down. The occasional handball is dropped, the mark ball lost to another player. These are all the signs of weary players.
Nolan gets the tap. Button shows a bit of speed as he gets a handball away in the direction of Pope. Pope gets a handball away in the direction of Gallagher. Both bad handballs, but eventually snared by teammates. Gallagher goes back from one half-back flank to the centre half-back area and finds Curley. Curley puts it over to Greg. Greg marks, plays on, runs straight into Cowton, loses possession of it. Onto the ground it goes once more as Greg's trying to get it off the ground. Called play on by umpire Capes as Taylor picks it up, gives the handball to Turnbull. Turnbull gets the handball further on to Rosser. Rosser's got a lead further on from Seacamp if he wants it, but he elects to go long into the full forward division. It's eventually Dench who does. He's played well today as Dench picks up and clears for North Melbourne back to the centre of the ground. Gallagher overruns the ball and it's knocked out of his hands now by Chisnell. Chisnell goes short, got a lead from Falcom.
Or closer to goal. They're kicking towards the northern end, which is the breeze, with the breeze. But I think if North Melbourne sat down now, they still couldn't win this, Norwood. There's the kick, and it's offline through for another behind. 5-9 now, Norwood, 5-9, trailing North Melbourne, 16-13.
A fine player, Woodcock, definitely one of Australia's top Aussie rules men. To date, he's scored a total of 313 goals in 125 games, an impressive tally. At this stage, it's hard to single out any one player here today. Keith Gregg, winner of the 1973 and 74 Brownlow medals, is playing his usual brilliant standard of football. Malcolm Blight, well known to South Australians, and the 1972 Magarey medal winner to boot, a superb high flyer and highly skilled in all facets of the game. These players typify the high standard of the VFL competition. Play continuing, Norwood still fighting hard against increasingly strong opposition from North Melbourne. The game today strangely resembles a match played in 1960 when a Melbourne team came to South Australia to play North Adelaide in an end-of-season tourney that was billed at the time as the Interstate Premiers match. North Adelaide were beaten by the Victorians. Today, the pattern has been much the same. All the players, irrespective of side, have done their spectators justice.
Make sure they both know.
Full forward bucket, and here's that great big man, Goodingham, who's about 6'13 and a half, takes the mark, plays on, gets it back to the wing position where another mark has been taken out there by North Melbourne. It just bounces it once, runs another 10 metres, drives it into the full forward zone. In comes Button, knocks it out in front of him, gets the handball towards Pope. Pope has it knocked out of his hands, picked up now by Smith. He's in the right forward pocket, very, very deep, hooks it across towards the goal square, and it's eventually marked by Fight. Cates going back, talking to the boundary umpire as though he indicated it was out of bounds when Smith took that kick.
The quality and standard of football today has been good, and many of our younger players would do well if they could emulate the likes of Rosser, Taylor and Button. In fact, the list of names is endless if all good players were to be mentioned. Turnbull there takes a beautiful mark, but he's challenged by Croswell, who doesn't necessarily agree, and it looks like they're having just a slight difference of opinion. In the closing minutes of the game, one as hard fought as this, must come the frayed tempers. The pressure is on, and the slightest confrontation is potentially a powder keg waiting for the fuse to be lit. After the game, all will be forgotten, but right now the game is all that matters. Wait, it looks like Bright is there making his presence felt, but I can't quite see who may be on the receiving end. It's been a hard match, and though the scoreboard may indicate differently, Norwood have played a fine game. It's their high standard of play that's brought them here today to compete for the Winfield Cup. The champions of Australia means what it says. Norwood, whether winners or losers today, must be the champions in the hearts of the South Australian crowd. North Melbourne, on the other hand, true to form, were just too strong for the hometown team, will take the title and the Winfield Cup this year. Yet another laurel to the mantle of the legendary Ron Barassi.
Opportunity of thanking our players for a magnificent year. They've been a fantastic group of fellows. We've got great coaches, we've got a tremendous staff, and above all, we've got a tremendous administration. May I also take this opportunity of congratulating Norwood on their game today. They've had a fantastic season as well. And just finally, I know the President would like me to pass on his vote of thanks to the sponsors, both Ansett and Winfield, for making this carnival such a success. Thank you very much.